So tell me if you recognize this quote. It says, "I want the serve of Goran Ivanisevic, the heart of Leighton Hewitt, the mind of Pete Sampras, and the ground strokes of Roger Federer." That sounds familiar or no?
That definitely sounds familiar. I think it's a lot of things to have.
I think
I think if anyone could take that, we would right now. Huh?
pretty ambitious of you to want all of those things in your game as a young kid. But
Yeah.
I would say you play like none of those things. So kind of talk to me a little bit about your game style and how you kind of developed that as a young player.
Yeah. No, you're definitely right. I possess, I guess, none of them. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think growing up, I didn't know that I was that unusual the way I played over, the course of my 10, 15 years. It's just, how can I say? Like, I knew guys found it difficult to play me. I knew there was something different about it. And for me, it was just automatic. I wouldn't know. That's how I played tennis, So I don't know. I mean, it's tough to answer the question, but that's how I always played. I just felt automatic, and I felt like I was going through the motions, and that's how I played. It wasn't like I knew it. Over the course of the last 5 to 10 years, when I played a lot more players that were unusual, I really found that my game was a little bit different, and it did stick out, and it did help me a lot in the past. So yeah, I think that's what made me a little bit of a pretty good player in the sport of tennis. That was the sense that I could do stuff differently, and players didn't like it. It was tough for them to adapt, to feel what I was going to do. So I used it definitely to my advantage in my career, and it helped me a lot for sure.
So when you were now faced against another player that seemed unusual, how were you processing those matches, and how did you go through those kind of games?
Okay, yeah, it's a good question because guys. I mean, when I think back to guys that was very similar to me, maybe a guy called Dogopolov. He got to, I think top 12, top 30.
He was,
yeah. We played I think 10 times, and I think it was like 5-5. We were just both like, I would beat him once, he would beat me once. We didn't know where we were. It was like the most unusual tennis game styles. Last year I played Stefan Kozlov, and for the first time, like in a while, I was like, shit, man, like, because this guy kind of plays like me, but he doesn't really, serve as good and stuff. So he has a different, moves a lot better than me, of course. So when I played him, I was like, holy crap, like it took me the sense, like I forgot that, I am unusual. I am like, this is interesting. So not many players really, when I played over the last 10 years, I felt that they were unusual. Only a handful. So that's why I bring up Stefan Kozlov, because last year I played and I was like, man, this guy's like me. It feels so weird to play a guy like you,
Yeah.
But it is different. It does stick out. It does help me. It's unusual for guys because guys are not used to your ball, used to your tennis. So you definitely have an advantage,
In tough moments or moments of pressure and that sort of stuff, if it's a serving first ball guy, they're going to be focusing on their serve and trying to, end the points when they come to net. Or there's going to be the defensive guys trying to make the guy play and that sort of stuff. So in tough moments, deuce points, add late in sets, tie breaks, what's the mindset for you? And does that change between serving and returning? Like what's kind of going through your mind tactically and I guess emotionally in those moments, if you don't mind?
Yeah, of course. Well, I think when I'm returning and stuff, I'm trying to just figure out a way to get this ball in the most awkward position and stuff. So he has to like hit the ball in a big moment, and he's not used to hitting the ball. So that's where I kind of try to like to think these big moments and stuff. I won too many matches in my career where I know you haven't, because a lot of guys hit the ball the same, and comes a big moment. You got to hit a ball now where you haven't hit, and it's a big moment. So you got to think about these things, and you never hit a ball like this in the last 5 games, and the ball's coming, and you think you have it, but you don't. So it's like, it's almost testing the guy's ability to hit the ball at big moments and stuff like this. And I mean, too many guys I play like
different.
Exactly, think of something different and stuff, because they are not used to the ball. The ball hasn't come there in this position, and then they have to hit the ball, and it's a point there. You need to be really, really confident to win these huge points. And I remember when I think back throughout my career, the last 10, 15 years, I've won too many points of not over blasting the points on big points, not getting too defensive, but in between, just being really awkward.
Okay.
Bro, this forehand drop shot slash, like, it's not a drop shot really, but it like bounces like in the middle of the court kinda, and it's like the most. When did that start? Because I saw like it must have been one of the Australian Opens, maybe I don't really know which year, but like you were doing the shot a lot and it was just working, and guys had no idea when it was coming, where it's coming from.
Yep.
Like kind of, where did that, just intuition or just?
No, just started in like practice. I just hit a couple balls when I was young in that spot, and like I would just test it. Like I didn't know what I was doing, and then it like worked for me once, twice. Then I tried, I think, in a match somewhere, and it worked for me again.
Yeah.
But it's like kind of the same motion, so I don't change my motion, change the same swing, so you don't really know if I'm going to hit. Then the problem is me, I have incredible power on my forehand. I can actually hit it really, really fast. So then you don't know what's coming and stuff. And it's worked so many times. I think 80% of my career where I play that drop shot, 90% I've won those points. I mean, I barely lose points when I play it because I cover the ball well, even if you get to it next. So it just started off on a practice squad. I really don't know, to be honest. It's not like I practiced it, just hit it a couple times and like, I'm like, what the hell? Like I did it in a match and it worked and I continued to do it, and it worked from a young age.
Hey guys, quick break from the episode. The best way to support us is to like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of the episode. I think it's interesting because I don't think I'm the biggest student of the game, but like it's not, like Justin said, it's not a drop shot necessarily, because it's not like you're cutting like completely under the ball and it's like back spinning away. And it's not like a full like chip because it's not coming through the court. So it's like in between. And like the only other person that I can think of that I've seen recently that has like an unorthodox kind of drop shot is like Ethan Quinn. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but he'll go forehand continental and he'll kind of chip it like low cross, and the second bounce is like outside the alley. But it's not like it's not dropping twice by the net, and it's not going through the baseline. It's like kind of in between. I feel like that's something that, because then what do? Do you run in and like drop it back, or do you like wait for it, slice it back, or you have to hit up, and then now you're kind of forced to come in, like it's just
Exactly. Exactly. No, you're a good part. I've watched Ethan as well hit it and stuff. I know what you're talking about. It's just, I guess, if you hit it well, then obviously you won the point. If you don't hit it well, it's still in the most awkward position and stuff, because you have to run up, and then you can normally 80% of the time you cover line and stuff. But it is an awkward shot, but you need to practice this. It's not something I did it so many times, man, it became automatic. Now that I do it, I can kind of close my eyes and do it.
Thanks for watching this clip. If you want to watch the full episode, the link is in the description down below.